I definitely thought it was way too expensive, so it wasn't something I was into. And all these coaches were like blowing up my newsfeed. Like, it was making me crazy how many people that were like posting their selfies after their workouts and their Shakeology. So eventually I caught on and saw that it wasn't just these annoying people that pretended to be, that these people really were happy. And I started having some conversations with my coach and following one of my upline coaches, which is Christina Delgado. And I saw that she was put into what was the 21-day fix test group. So what the test groups are is coaches are selected to be a part of, I'm trying to mute everyone right now. If everyone can mute themselves, that'd be awesome, because it's hard for me to see. Oh, here, let me mute. Okay. I saw Christina in the test group, and she was like portioning her food, and she dropped 12 pounds in 21 days. And I was like, okay, if this lady, who in my opinion didn't have 12 pounds to lose, could lose 12 pounds in all those inches, like, I had to jump on board. My energy was low, and I was talking about that. And Mindy, who's my coach, just kept saying, you need to try Shakeology. You need to get on board. And I thought the 140 was really expensive. So fast forward past all that, I knew that I had an opportunity to cancel and return everything if it didn't work for me. And so I just took the leap. I saved up a little bit of money and went back to my bank account, and I looked to see, okay, how many times was I going and buying a Red Bull? How many times was I going and buying a candy bar? How many times was I leaving work after being starving all day long because I had just worked a 13-hour shift and going straight to Taco Bell or KFC or whatever? And it was well over the $140. So I took the leap and did that. I kind of jumped right in with the business, into the training, but I wasn't super committed. And I can tell you that my business changed when Leslie, who's one of the Star Diamonds on my team, when she had a big life change and she decided to go all in. And so I kind of looked at it and I was like, wow, if this girl, we went to Summit, we went to Super Saturday, and I knew it was what the opportunity was, but I just didn't know how I was going to make it work. And I definitely wasn't leaving my job for this company. But I was like, I better start like educating myself so that when she's talking to me about all these business things, that I've been in 100 training groups, but I wasn't owning my business, that I can hold a conversation with her. So fast forward February of last year, my business changed. I had made the decision in December to really go all in. And in February, I had 3 diamonds pop, which Leslie, Katrina, and Heather Toby, which was huge because I got to open my second business center. And rank doesn't necessarily matter. But when you open your second business center, that's where you start building income. So that was huge for me. And I just had my third child, which she was born unexpected, or we got pregnant unexpectedly. I had the IUD, and I knew I couldn't continue to send my kids to daycare and like argue with my children why they had to be at daycare, and I couldn't continue. I didn't want to send my newborn baby for someone else to care for them, and so I knew I needed to dive all in. And so I did, and I worked my last shift at work, or at my job, on July 3rd of this year, or I'm sorry, 2015, so about 8 months ago. And it's the best decision I've ever made. Like, this business has completely transformed my life. And so I like to share that up front with you guys so that you know that I'm a real person. Beachbody didn't just hand me, say, okay, well, you signed up, so let's give you some success so that you can go on and blow it up on Facebook. Like, this, you guys can have this. There's nothing special that I'm doing that you guys can't do. There's no secret to this business. Well, there is, and I'm going to let you guys in on those. So the great thing is we don't keep these things secret. We share it. And you guys have the same opportunity at your fingertips as I have, as Leslie has, as Christina Delgado has, as my coach Mindy had, Becky Borsay. Like, you can make $1 million in this business if you choose to. And so tonight we're going to talk about how you kick your business off, right? And so I hope you have a pen and paper handy so that you can take some notes to get your business started right. So let me find my little notes. I told you a little bit about who I am, why I went all in. Oh, somebody's not muted. Hold on. Vanessa, can you mute yourself, sweetie?
I am the Eggman.
And okay, we're back. So how did I do it, right? So hopefully by now you have either received an email from your coach or you've seen my welcome video that's pinned to the top of the page in the Team Fierce page. If you're not in the Team Fierce page and you need to be added, please reach out to me or your sponsor so that we can get you added. But there's some steps that you want to do. So the 3 vital behaviors, the first one is invite. So this doesn't mean that you have to go out and vomit Beachbody all over your page, guys, because honestly, that's probably going to annoy people. I want to be very clear. Do not post your links to your page, right? If somebody wants to order something through you or they express interest, please send them a private message and just let them know that that's what you're going to be doing. It comes off as very salesy and tacky. And that's the icky part, one of the icky parts of the business that people don't want to do. And so if you have prospects following you or you have been involved in a different MLM and now you found passion in Beachbody and came over to us, it can come across as you're just trying to make a sale. So I'll repeat it again. Don't post your links on your page. Send them in private messages. After you start building relationships, though, that's important. So how do you invite? You're making your page inviting by sharing the ins and outs of your life. You are sending private messages. So in the team page today, I posted a copy of how I would do a private invite. If it's somebody that I don't know, I'm going to go to their Facebook and I'm going to see something that maybe we have in common or that made me laugh, or maybe it's something they complained about, and I'm going to relate to it. And that's how I'm going to tie it into the message. And so I'll be like, hey, Leslie, thanks so much for accepting my friend request. I've been watching your page for a couple weeks, and I see that you have little ones my age. I have an upcoming fitness group that is going to include moms with children our age. I'm wondering if you'd like to know anything more about this. And that gives people the ability to say yes or no. But now you're sending an invite, you're planting a seed, you are letting them know you have an interest in them. And they may never respond to you guys, but that's okay. It happens. We all have it. Get comfortable with hearing no if you're serious about building your business. The other ways is please don't create groups and then just add people either. Unless you are like asking them if you can add them, don't add people to like random challenge group pages because they're going to ask you, 1, why they're in there. 2, I've been added to like 500 groups over the last month, and I'm not even joking. Like, it makes me nuts because it's super tacky. So ask people, hey, I have a free plank challenge going on. Would you like to be added? Or we have an upcoming challenge group. The next thing is being proof that the product works. So if you are promoting that you want someone to drink Shakeology, but you're not drinking Shakeology and you can't back up the benefits on how it's changed your life or people in your challenge groups, things like that, people probably aren't going to want to drink it, right? Educate yourself on what the product is as well. It's so important that you understand what you're talking about because people will think that it's just like any other protein powder. They're going to think it's overpriced and that they can walk into GNC or Walmart and get the same exact thing, especially because Walmart has those boxes now that says comparable to Shakeology. It's not, guys. So write this down. I want you to look up on YouTube Shay Sanford. She is amazing. She put together an entire training for 45 minutes. So make some time, take notes, get yourself into a place where you can really focus. But she will talk to you about the benefits of Shakeology, why she thinks everyone should drink Shakeology. And yeah, it's gold. And how to combat some of those objections that you might be hearing. So Tiffany, I had reached out to me a few months ago. It was actually right after Jenna was born, because I remember, because I was still sleeping in her bedroom, and we talked a lot about Shakeology. And it just wasn't the right time for her. And then a couple months down the road, her sister signed up as a coach, so she signed up with her. And she's down like 30 pounds, and she hadn't incorporated any exercise at all. And so I started talking to her like, hey, have you thought about being a coach? And she's like, well, I don't even, like, what's the benefits? And now she ordered the 21-day fix. She signed up as a coach. So she is a perfect example of somebody who was just in my newsfeed and started asking questions and joined the business. So that's another part, just being proof that the product works. She was able to post pictures before and after, before she was even a coach, guys. Now she's going to do the 21-day fix, and she's getting ready for her wedding. I have no doubt that if she continues to share that journey of getting ready for her wedding, she's just going to inspire people, and they're going to want to be a part of what she's doing. In your post, you don't have to, I want you to be real. You don't have to say, okay, well, I joined Beachbody and now I eat 100% clean all the time. Like, I will say, like, the other night I went to Bunko and Leslie bought like little chocolates and cookies and stuff like that. And I was like, dude, the struggle is real. Like, I'm at Bunko and I walked in her house and the first thing I did was grab a freaking chocolate. Like, and I share those things because I want people to know that I'm not perfect and I'm not trying to be. And I post pictures that are really uncomfortable because I want people to see my before and after. And am I at my goal weight? Absolutely not. I'm not. So be okay with that, but just sharing your journey and showing people that you're proof that the product works. The third part of the vital behaviors is personal development. So a lot of us, not everyone, but a lot of us have had a lot of crappy stuff happen in our lives, right? And it's had us put up these guards. It's damaged us in relationships to build with people. We're afraid of being judged. We have money issues, everything. So nobody's perfect. And so I believe that every single one of us needs some sort of personal development every single day. Not to say that you have to do the same book that I'm doing, or Chris is doing, or Tiffany's doing, or Jen's doing, or Leslie's doing. And I'll be honest, I am way better at audio and watching videos and things like that than I am reading, because I have never been diagnosed, but I'm pretty sure I have some sort of ADHD and I'm going in 20 different directions. And so if I can set like some sort of something going on in the background and listen to it, I'm going to absorb it way more versus sitting there and reading. Reading 90% of the time will put me to sleep. So when I used to drive to work, I would put on the National Wake Up Call replays and listen to that. If you don't have the podcast or Podkicker downloaded, I would highly recommend that. And you can subscribe to the Team Beachbody National Wake Up Calls and go back for, I think, 2 or 3 years. And then also, you can download podcasts like the Shakeology one or the Chalene Johnson one, which is really, really amazing one. I would highly recommend it. One of the books that I encourage everyone to read when they start is The Compound Effect. That's a really great one. GoPro. Leslie and I just went to a GoPro, and Shay went to a GoPro event, and it was phenomenal. We got so much great information, but there's actually a book you can read, or you can get it on audio, whichever you prefer. So those are the 3 vital behaviors: invite, 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 being proof that the product works, and personal development. All the time, be consistent in that, and your business will grow. In the inviting, making sure that, I'm just going to skip back, guys, making sure that you're adding 3 to 5 new people to your network every single day. So you might be asking, well, how in the world am I going to find these people? Go onto your friends list, see the people that you have in common, look at their pages, and if you see that they have things in common with you, maybe they're a mom, or maybe they're not a mom and you're not a mom either, and you guys both like running or soccer or scrapbooking or knitting, whatever it is, find a common interest and add those people. Go into groups and become a part of them. Don't go in just adding everyone, because I think the admins frown upon that and they'll kick you out. But just get involved in conversations and start building relationships with people. And I posted something yesterday showing, I sent a friend request and the girl was like, do I know you? Which is always uncomfortable. And you're like, oh God, how do I respond to this? And I just said, you know what, I don't know you, but it looks like we have several friends in common. I saw Casey's post about how amazing you look. I'm on my own personal journey as well. I'd love to have additional inspiration on my page. And after about 20 minutes, she accepted my friend request, and then we had about a half an hour conversation, and now we're Facebook friends. So I hope that helps you guys understand. Let's see. Okay, so here's just some of the housekeeping stuff that you can get from my welcome video or email if you're my directly sponsored coach. Hitting Success Club, if you're being a business builder, that's crucial to your business. So how do you do that? You're helping a minimum of 3 people per month with challenge packs. So just like you ordered a challenge pack when you signed up with your coach, you are talking to them about what needs they're going, or what program is going to fit their needs, and making recommendations based off that. They may contact you and say, hey, Chris, I saw your post about the 21-day fix. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? It's your job to educate them on the benefits of getting it as a challenge pack, because one of your number 1 objections is going to be price. And number 2 is, I don't need Shakeology. And so that's where it goes back to educating and really helping break down that price, build the value for them, and tell them to trust the process. So 3 people a month, guys, that's 3 lives that you have the ability to change. It's not hard if you're doing the 3 vital behaviors. So every single day being consistent. And if you hit Success Club within your first month, you earn a call with Carl Deichler, who is our CEO. And it's really awesome. Your coach will announce it, celebrate you. You get that call a few days later. It really sets the tone. The next month, you're recognized on leaderboards again. And then 3rd month, you hit Success Club. And these are in a row. You earn a free ticket to Summit, which is basically it's I don't know, Leslie, how would you explain it? Like our all leader conference that's once a year.
Yeah, it's really our annual get together as Beachbody coaches, where there's like 25,000 coaches all in one area, and we're learning and getting all the training we need to grow as leaders and grow our businesses. And it's really like the pinnacle of the year for Beachbody.
Totally. Yeah. There's tons of recognition. There's parties. You get to network with other coaches from your team or other teams, which takes me to, oh, we have 10 minutes, so I got to speed it up. You're a part of not only your coach's team that you signed with, but also Team Fierce, which would be me, and then my coach's team, which is Team Relentless, and also Diesel Nation, which is basically the hive of Beachbody. Becky Borsay, if you do not follow her now, I would start following her. She's pretty amazing, and I'll put her name in the team page. That way you can click on it and follow her. But her and Christina have just built this empire for us and have led by example. They're both elite coaches, both millionaires, have retired from their jobs and just done incredible, incredible things. So I'll post those links if you guys would like to be in their pages. You're more than welcome to. I'm not adding my personally sponsored pages or coaches to anyone's page for quite some time, just so you guys can get comfortable with where you're at, because it can be super overwhelming when you first sign up with all the notifications. So we talked about Success Club, getting there every single month, how you can earn a free ticket to Summit and become a success starter, the 3 vital behaviors, being the CEO of your business, guys. This is a really important part of your business. When you signed up and you invested your $140 or $160, you didn't sign up with a boss, okay? We are all on this journey and we are all building. I can tell you, I will never leave anyone behind, whether I'm your upline, downline, sideline, like I got your back 100%. But I need you to meet me in the middle, and I need you to show up every single day if this is important to you. If you say, you know what, I'm going to be a hobby coach and I'm just going to play around with it, but I'll go through your trainings. I'm going to expect you to show up to the trainings because you want to. But if you tell me I'm just a discount coach and I want no part in doing any of this, I'm going to respect that. And I will never make you feel bad or ask you to do anything that you don't want to do. But if you want to build a business, let's do this, because Team Fierce is headed straight to the top. We ended this last year ranked 205 out of 400,000 coaches and as an elite team. And we're only 2 years old. So that was a really, really, really big deal and something so important to be proud of, because you guys can do that too. And I am willing to teach you, and I know the leaders on our team are committed to that as well. Let's see. We talked about no links. I just want to go over this. Building relationships, we touched on that a tiny bit. Relationships are so critical, guys. Nobody wants to feel like a number or a Success Club point. If you sign people up, whether they're coaches or customers, support them. If you don't know how to support them, reach out for help, because there's nothing worse than somebody joining and saying, I can't ever get a hold of my coach, or I don't know who my coach is. And unfortunately that's happened. So if you're signing people up and you're doing these things, support them. And if you don't know how, reach out and we'll help you to do that as well. That's one thing I've noticed is our team's growing so fast that new coaches are joining, and then they're signing like 2 to 3 coaches right away, and they don't really know what's going on yet. So I'm okay helping host new coach calls, training groups, things like that. Leslie and I have been talking a lot about this. We're going to be creating training content and pinning it to the file sections of our team pages so that you guys can actually go through the trainings on your own versus being put into another group where you feel like if you miss a day, you have to quit because you're so far behind. This information will just be there for you. So expect that by the end of the month in Team Fierce. I'm sure Leslie's will be up sooner than that, but okay. Your back office, with the link that was sent to you from Beachbody, there's basically a tutorial on how to do, like, look around in there. Go through the tabs and just spend some time, guys, because really there's nothing that I can tell you right now that's going to make you like completely just get it. You're going to need to get in there and really just play around, ask questions. If you'd like to do a live power hour where we go through that, through sections of that, and you check like your volume and Success Club points and commissions, things like that, we can do that. I've also made some videos on my YouTube just to help you navigate how to do that. Your fees. So every 30 days you will be billed $15.95, and that's covering all of the information in your back office, all of your training information. It's storing your customers' information. So you don't need to go out and buy all these notebooks and files and things like that. Beachbody actually does that for us. So that, like, if you would think about what that investment and the time it would take you to do all that stuff, you're paying $15.95 a month, guys, and you're getting an awesome discount. So really great stuff. In order to stay active, you must have, if you're a coach or Emerald, 50 personal volume points. If you have your Shakeology on Home Direct, you automatically get 90 personal volume points every time it's shipped. You also get those points through your customer orders as well. If you have questions on that, I also have a video on that in my YouTube. And you can find all this information I'm going over in the back office. You log into your Team Beachbody account, click Coach Online Office, and then under News and Training, you can find tons of information. Events, so Leslie and I hit briefly on Summit, but events are critical to your business. Leslie and I went to our first Super Saturday in April of 2014. We drove 2 hours to Sacramento. So some of you are saying, well, I don't have one in my area. Guess what, guys? We can find you one, and you can get there. And I promise you, it'll be worth the investment. The mileage is a tax write-off. The ticket is like $10 most of the time. Sometimes they're free. Get there. The next one in our area is in Santa Rosa. It's on April 2nd. And we want to see you there. We want you to be involved. We want you to feel connected to the coaches in your area. We always have guest speakers. We do a workout. We have awesome raffles. It's just a great time to celebrate once a quarter. If you can get to other events outside Beachbody, like we just went to the GoPro event, I highly recommend it because it's going to take your business to the next level. And so we just went to that one in San Francisco. Yes, it was on a Sunday. Yes, it was time away from our family. But guess what? I took so much away from my business, and I know that the leaders that went with me did as well, because I'm seeing it in their conversations, their posts. I'm seeing it in their Success Club points, their volume, the way that they're onboarding new coaches. Really good stuff. Summit, same exact thing. And if you're not on the waiting list for Summit, my challenge to you is to get on there now. Like, you'll be on a waiting list. You'll get an email that'll tell you have like 117 or something hours to get off and pay the $295. Get on the list. You won't regret it. We'll figure it out. You can sleep in a hotel room with 3 other people. Leslie and I did. We drove 14 hours to Las Vegas. We hit stuff in the middle of the night, crawled into bed with complete strangers, literally opposite beds. So we were both in opposite beds with 2 people. We had no idea who they were, but we made it happen, and we haven't missed an event since. And then get on the Success Club waiting list, because Chris, Leslie, I'm looking to see who else is on the call right now. Katrina, Kim Barberi, we're all going on this trip, and we leave in 4 days to get on a plane and fly to Florida, and then be on a boat with 3,000 other Beachbody coaches celebrating an amazing year with corporate. And Carl Deichler, Chris and I will be at the Elite and Premier reception, that's the top 1% of the company, guys. Like, I feel like this opportunity, it's just a no-brainer. So when people quit, it drives me crazy, because even if you're not into building the business, the community and the friendships that you're building are priceless, and there's nothing like it. Yeah, Chris said she waited to get on the list, and she regretted it. So super hard. National Wake Up Call every single Monday. You can download it on the podcast as well if you need to listen to the playback. I'm going really fast, guys, because I want to get through this. Okay, I have one challenge for you. Post any questions that you have in the invite so that I can get back to those, and Leslie and I will tackle those together. I want you to make a list or think about 50 people that you can contact within the next 72 hours. And all you're doing is reaching out to these people and saying, hello, how are you? And just starting a conversation with them. And you will be amazed at what that does for the relationship. And so why am I doing this? I want you to focus on building relationships with people. They may end up talking to you about the opportunity. You don't need to say anything. I just want you to reach out to these people and get comfortable with starting conversations, because that's how your business is going to grow. The other thing that I want